Hey there, in today's video I am doing a small collage using ephemera, which is just random things that you wouldn't typically use, like twigs and fabric and dyed tea bags and just an assortment of random things. I kind of show you what I have in my stash, and then I use a few of those to create a simple collage. So the whole point behind that being, sometimes we got to think outside the box, get away from our paint and our typical supplies and go, oh, look, there's a little piece of thread. Oh, there's a twig. What can I make out of that? Because from that, it kind of gets our juices flowing and suddenly we see things in a whole new way. So anyway, I just hope that this short little ephemera collage will kind of spur you on to think about creativity in a new way, and some of the things that maybe you've thrown out that you may reconsider and throw into your next collage, or into a little bin that you store all these little random pieces. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Before I begin, I thought I would show you just the piles of ephemera, or what I consider ephemera. Now, ephemera could also be papers, which I do have some here. I have, these are like from a Filofax, tickets, text that's handwritten, old vintage stamps, things like this that are taken out of a invoicing book, old vintage text like that. This is scrapbooking paper, vintage little note papers. There's just all kinds of little papers and things, maps, all kinds of things like that, that you think of maybe more so when you're doing collage. But I also want to bring in some other elements. I'm going to set this aside, actually behind me, and show you some of this. This is different fabric, burlap, old book parts. I have some twigs, some tea-dyed tea bags, lace. This actually could have been in with the papers. It's just a vintage pattern paper, some little rusty pieces. And then I have another little bin of bits and bobs, I guess is what you might call it. A book spine, just different threads that have come off of the burlap probably, and different things, more fabric. And these little guys I just found in my stash, and I bought them pre-done. They're super cute, so I would like to try to use something like that. You know, again, I think this is from a book spine. There just is a myriad of different odds and ends that you can use in these kind of ephemera collages. Oh, also I have a little box of words, and sometimes I will just, when I'm getting rid of a magazine or a catalog, I will go through and see if I can find some interesting text or some interesting words, you know, like imagined. I don't use text as much in my art making these days, but I do like it when I'm wanting some words. I like having it at the ready. So for today, I want to show you, actually, let me set this aside. I want to show you what is my inspiration for doing this. So a while ago, I made this collage in this old vintage book that I use as an art journal. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna use these random pieces that I have and turn them into something that is, and I took this little bag and I thought this was great. This came actually at the bottom of a grocery bag. I thought, I love it. Please handle gently fragile items. I just feel like that's each of us, right? And so I tucked that in there, and I'm not one, this isn't as typical these days, but in my past, I loved taking old things, old packaging and papers, and turning them into something like this. So I thought what I would do is just show you a few ways, give you some ideas. So like, do you have these little bag or little bits of old books or some thread? I mean, I don't even know. As you can see, this is probably most people's garbage, but I do think it's a fun way to do some creating using texture, which I'm a big fan of. So I'm going to set this aside and show you what we're going to work on today, or what I'm going to show you. I'm going to work on these because I think I'm going to maybe turn them into cards, would be my hunch. Although this is watercolor paper that I have tea dyed, and you also could, I'm speaking like it's to you, these could also be framed.
So depending on, because this is really nice, heavy watercolor paper. So anyway, I'm going to show you what my thoughts are and what my process is for doing one of these. And then we'll just, so anyway, yeah, let's just get started. All right, I have all my things around me, which is great. And maybe I'll just use this first one. These are all pretty cool. The tea dye does an amazing job. And I'm just going to use this tacky glue today because I just feel like I'm putting these pieces on. You could use, I don't know if you could use a glue stick, maybe. Gel medium, possibly. That Yes paste would work. And I also just have some scissors in case I need to clip something. So I kind of like the framing of this little piece here. So, you know, I could use all different kinds of pieces, although maybe one of these would be better. Oh, I kind of like that. Stick to that kind of framing. And then maybe I tuck something in the middle there. Like a book paper. I don't know, maybe I put that down here. Let's see. Oh, maybe one of these little rusty pieces in the middle. Okay, I like that. And then a little something across the top. I want to keep it very simple. And so maybe a twig. This is pretty large. Part of this card or stamps. No, that's not really what I'm going for. Maybe something like that. I could knot it. Well, I do have this other twig. I forgot. I put twine around it. Let's see. Actually, that might look good sticking. Okay, I like that. It's a little, and that kind of comes down adding, because this is a little bit bigger space, but I wanted to use this little area as a framing, as a place. Okay, I also have, oh, this little piece. No. Do I need another little piece somewhere? It's kind of layered. Maybe. You know, that's the thing. You get to kind of put things out and back. And obviously I even have more pieces than this, than are right here. So that is the other thing, is like there's so many pieces to this whole thing. Let's see. Okay. Do I just keep it really simple? Is that too simple? Put something on there, maybe, right there. I do like this. I guess maybe it was glued on. I do like that. Oh, maybe I put this underneath and that on top. That might work. Or does that go up here to kind of add a little bit? Okay, that's coming together. Put that there. This needs, like, what would some little, maybe a little word. Okay, not that I want you to look at every word with me. Maybe on this black text, maybe, oh, grow, bloom, change. Like that. Okay, I'm gonna, teeny tiny little word. I'm gonna put grow. We'll see if that looks like it'll work. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I like that. Okay, so I think this is coming together. I think I would like something right there, and I think that's it. As you can see, it doesn't take a lot. I mean, I like simple things, so there's that. I'm trying to see if I kind of like that simple, with that. Okay, let's just try it, okay? Kind of tucked in there like that, like it's a little, I don't know. Doesn't really matter what it is. Diaper. No, don't want that. Okay, so I feel like it needs something right there, a little piece, maybe a little maybe this beige fabric. So this is the goal is just to find, or just some of this book spine. Oh, we're back to that again. You just have to kind of go back and forth and say, oh, what do I like? What looks good? That looks good. Okay, I kind of like that, even though I was kind of wanting, I guess I could knot this. Do I dare? Okay, it doesn't matter because there's more. What the heck? I act like it's the only time I'll ever see this kind of string again. Okay, that adds a little more interest. What do you think? Okay, I think that's it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. I'll fast forward through it and then just kind of show you what it looks like by itself. So here's a finished card. Now, I realized I didn't really measure these pieces of watercolor paper that I tea dyed. So they're not quite, so the card is 5 by 7. They're obviously almost 5 by 7, so they almost fit, but not quite. And so possibly, although I like these edges, I don't know if I'd put it on a card. I guess it's fine. I do like to have the edge. I would like it to be the same all the way around. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what I would do in this case, but I do like what I've made. I could obviously, put it on a frame. There's a lot of things I could do with it. Well, I say that now. There's a lot of things. I don't know if there's a lot of things, but there is. I could also take this and adhere it to something else and then put it into, like I said, a larger frame, or it's fine. It's not exactly how I would like it for a card. Now, I will say, if you try to send something like this with all these pieces sticking out, you will need to add additional, postage, and you probably will need to pad it because these things might pop off or break. So it'd be more like, oh, I'm going to give that to somebody or something like that. But I think it's a really fun approach to get away from all the other painted papers and all the other different things that you can use, and just use your, what I would call ephemera, because it's just a completely different way to collage and to use your different elements, and some of which, again, you can find outside or in an old book or after you've had tea. So there again, it's just another way to spur on your creativity, and I hope that you give this a try using your random ephemera pieces that you have. And anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.